Yo, what's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Prison Break Raw. I'm your host, the one and only Big JD. Go ahead, give this channel, subscribe, share at least some messages or comments, thumbs up for the like, notification bell to be informed on all episodes when they drop. If you can't stand the heat, just get out the kitchen. That's the best advice that I could give to any of yous out there looking to start a YouTube channel, got a YouTube channel, looking to become a celebrity, become the next contestant on The Voice, a celebrity in some way, shape, or form. If stardom is what you are looking for and you are aspiring to be in that universe, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen, because let me tell you something right now. We are all going to have trolls. We are all going to have critics, naysayers, and all the rest of the people that come with anything that we do. It doesn't matter if you're a YouTuber, if you're just some clown on Facebook that leaves his thoughts, or if you're the girl that's on Instagram that shakes her ass a little bit for a couple of views, you're going to get your trolls. You're going to get those people that are trying to get under your skin. You're going to get those critics. You're going to get all of that stuff. With the good comes the bad, and you have to be able to understand that in order to get the good, you have to have the bad. It's just the way it is. It's the way it has to be. It's the way the universe works. It's the way the law of energy is applied to everything that moves in this physical plane. And that's just what it is. And you can't get around it. You can't get past it. Not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to love you. And not everybody's going to hate you at the same time. So if you get people that come at you and they leave you all kinds of bullshit and they're trolling you and they're making videos about you and they're calling you out and they're calling you a phony, a fake, a fraud, and a part-time broad and everything else that they're doing, if you allow those people to get into your head, you have basically let them win. That's why I do what I do. That's why I've been doing what I do. Because I love it, man. I love all the negative energy that comes my way. I love getting under people's skin, and I love making people think. Because that's what Prison Break Raw is all about. It's about breaking you free from that prison, that self-made prison that you got. How many times do I got to say this? How many times do I got to beat this dead horse over and over and over again? You're all locked up in a prison of your own making. Every single one of you out there. Whatever it is, however it is, to what degree or extreme that you are in a prison of your own choosing, of your own making. You choose to be there. You choose to be locked into that. The only way that you could break out of that is if you choose to use this instead of using this all the time, or leading with your feelings, or leading with your emotions. I don't like to talk shit about this generation and be that old dude. Get off my lawn. Oh, that generation today, and oh, they weren't like that in my generation. My generation was fucked up too, man. I'll be the first one to admit it. It's thanks to my generation is why this later generations is the way it is. Because people in my generation couldn't handle the discipline, couldn't handle the poise, couldn't handle the drive that was given to them, that was passed down from generation after generation. Every generation has its flaw. Every single one of them has its flaw. But the one thing that remained constant in all of this was discipline, was hard work, was incentive, was pushing yourself towards being something better, not demanding and entitled that you be given everything in the world. And that's what we've become. It started with everybody wins a first prize in a race, and that shit started in my generation. And I didn't like it then. I don't like it fucking now. You know? All these soft-ass clowns from my generation, the ones that were getting swirlies, the ones that were getting stuffed in their lockers, the nerds of the high school that done took over the shit. Now they're in charge, and they're the ones that are shaping this generation's thinking through the celebrity mob and everybody else that's out there in cyberland, right? And they've created this, like we say, snowflake mentality to where everybody is so consumed with their emotions and their feelings that they can't even think straight. And the minute they get their little butthole hurt, they just start shooting in all which directions. Bam, 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 just shooting everybody. Which brings me to the one that's always seems to be the paper target in every shooting gallery anytime something happens on this YouTube shit here. And that's my man Josh from 23 & 1 Lockdown. 23 & 1. He's always the paper target. And if you know what I mean by a paper target, Go to a shooting range and you'll understand what I'm saying. Instead of it being that one gangster-looking dude holding a gun, it's a picture of Josh. And he's the guy that everybody shoots at every time something happens. So we got this guy, Milk74, right? Never really wanted to mention his name because he's irrelevant to me. He's not like anything that I have concerned myself with. Basically, the only thing that man is doing is he's created a YouTube channel, and he's created a YouTube channel to attack everybody else. That's his angle, that's his strategy, that's his marketing scheme that he's working on. Let him. Why is anybody tripping on it? Why is anybody allowing that man to get in their head? If you really want to be the bigger man, you'll roast his ass, like I do. When people attack me, I roast them. When people do stupid shit or anything like that, I don't assassinate their character, I roast them. I did my New Year's parody roast not as an assassination of character, that was humor. So don't get that misconstrued with what I'm talking about here. We're talking about the people that I went out on in the last time. People that are fake and phonies. People that come at me and come at me sideways. I don't let these people get in my head. I'll just roast your ass. That's how I deal with you. I roast you and I just use you like your toilet paper. I wipe my ass with you and I'm done with you. Straight up. And if you want to keep fanning the flames, I will keep fucking digging into that fucking wound, man. And I'll keep digging in until it gets gangrene. That's how you gotta be. Just stick and move, bob and weave, and maneuver through the traffic. Is the best advice that I could give to any of you. And for those of yous out there that basically got your start off of Josh, or those of yous out there that have anything to do with the Lockdown 23-in-1 universe, and then you get on here and you get butthurt because of somebody else, or you're getting on there and you're making comments against the man's guests, or you're doing this or you're doing that, or you're coming at him, blaming him, oh, goddamn, Josh, how come you gave Big JD a platform? Now he's making fun of our God Wes. When you're doing all that kind of weak-ass weirdo shit, you just basically embolden me even further and further. You embolden me to the point to where I'm unstoppable, man. I'm like that fucking tidal wave that's coming at you, that freaking straight-up tsunami that you cannot stop. You're like a deer in the headlights and you can't stop it from fucking crashing into the coast and wiping everything out. My best advice in dealing with all of this stuff is to understand that this world is entertainment. This world is journalism. This world is vlogging. It's personal opinions of an individual that gets on here and presents their ideas, their thoughts, and their feelings to you. And if it don't apply, let it fly. It's as simple as that. You have a finger, right? With your finger, you could push the button that turns off the video. I recently just looked at my inbox on my YouTube and saw one person leaving multiple comments on one video. My God, man, if I get into your head that much, why do you waste your time leaving these long, pointless, deranged rants that just make me laugh at you even further? I laugh at you. You're funny to me because you ain't nobody to me. Anybody that gets on here and trolls people, whether you make a channel like Big Sid or Into Paint TV and you're trolling other people, or Milk74 or whoever, if you don't like it, don't watch it. And if somebody else watches it and they bring it to your attention saying, hey, this dude's over here poking shots at you, you go look at it, go laugh at him. Go laugh at yourself. I'm just waiting for somebody to roast me one day, and I'm going to laugh my ass off at it, and I'm going to give them a fucking thumbs up, and I'm going to tell them, good job. I mean, shit, I may have to even have to get on here and roast myself. I may have to roast myself. You know? It's the way it is, man. My head, the way my mind moves, you can't get into my head with any of your bullshit. You can't get on here and tell me that I'm fake and all this and that. You can't pull all this shit and say, oh, JD this or JD that, because there's no evidence for anything that you claim. That's how I look at it. And in my mind, I know you're full of shit. You could convince 100 dummies that you're right, but you better have some documentation behind it. You better have a picture of me in whatever situation that you're talking about. You better have something tangible. or I'm not even going to acknowledge it. I'm just going to roast your ass. I'm just going to humiliate you, make you look bad, and I'm going to research you, and I'm going to figure out who you are, and I'm going to go on that, and I'm going to go hard to where you're crying and your butthole sore, and you're reporting me to YouTube. You trying to get me demonetized and all that other stuff. It already happens. For those of you YouTubers out there that are on social media like this, let me give you an experience of what happens with my trolls. I've had people try to dig into my life. I've had people try to infiltrate my IP address. I've had all kinds of shit happen. I've had death threats sent to me in my P.O. box. On and on and on and on and on. Wonk, wonk, wonk. All bullshit. If somebody shoots me on the side of the road, well, hey, it was my time to die. And I'm going to go like a straight fucking warrior. Straight like my DNA, my Viking ancestry long before me, went straight to Valhalla. You can send me there too. You don't scare me. You can't do nothing to stop me. You can't do nothing to hurt me. Your words are just this. They're just words. They're just actions. When people get out there and they sneak diss and they do this and they do that, or they put people on blast on their own channel, all you can do is just sit there and laugh at it. All you're going to do is make yourself look stupid and foolish and like a child when you respond to it in the way that you're responding with your emotions and your feelings. I've watched some of the responses for some of these channels that have responded to people like Milk74 and stuff. Cut it out, man. Get your emotions and your feelings right. Because if you're going to allow somebody like that to get in your head, you're basically giving them the power. And you're drawing more traffic to their channel that way. Roast them. Roast their ass, man. Do a parody about them or something, man. Become that guy. Have some fun with it. Enjoy this shit. You know? People are watching you. People are following you. People look up to you. People can't stand you. People are waiting for you to fall. And when you fall and you fall hard, they're going to fucking stick that spear in and they're just going to keep puncturing. They're going to keep puncturing that heart until they chop your head off and put it on a spike. And that's the way the world of media, business, the streets, everything runs. It surprises me, right? Because a lot of these cats on here talk about they was in the streets once upon a time. If you was in the streets that emotional and all stuck in your feelings about stuff like this, damn, man, don't know how you made it this far. You can't personalize anything in the streets, in business, in entertainment, in any of this stuff. You cannot personalize anything in your life. Everybody has a troll. Everybody has a troll. One way or the other in this world. Everything that I've done with this channel is to show you a reflection of yourselves. I am a mirror of you. And I'm reflecting it back at you to show you what you are. And I expose things in other people that you cannot see because you're blind. If you want to be a victim, then you can make yourself a victim. But if you allow this stuff to get to you and break you down, you will never make it in any way, shape, or form in this life. It's all about survival of the fittest. Darwin was right. Survival of the fittest, and the strongest must survive. You take the strongest man in the world and he ain't as strong as 1,000 cripples. And that's the truth. Because if you allow the horde of bottom feeders to pull you in, it's what's called the crab mentality. One crab tries to crawl out of the barrel, the other one pulls them back in. Don't allow them to pull you in. Don't take shots at some other man because he's doing his thing the way he's doing his thing. And don't personalize it. It's all business, baby. That's what this is all about. One way, shape, or form, all of us have an agenda in what we do in this. If it's to make ourselves rich, or it's to self-empower us, or it's to help people. My whole thing has always been basically tough love in a way of I reflect yourself back at you so that you could see what you are. Then you could work on it. That's what worked for me, man. And I beat damn near 30 years of living in a criminal state of mind with this approach. And I was the hardest headed motherfucker that I know. And if it works for me, then I know it can work for you. It can work for anybody, because I was hard-headed as could be. Damn, I went all the way until I was 38 years old running amok in the streets, pistol whipping, doing all that shit, kick doors, selling dope, doing robberies, all that stuff, gangbanging, all the way up into that time. And I broke free from it because somebody reflected myself back at me, and I didn't like what I saw. So it's called the man or the woman in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror and see what you see. Especially if you trolling, man. Just be objective for a second. Move away from your emotions and your feelings. Stop trolling me for a second to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what do you really see? And be honest. Don't lie to yourself. Because if you don't like that reflection that's in the mirror, you have only one choice. You need to correct it, and you need to correct it fast, because at some point in time, that shit will just bring you down. It almost killed me. So now remember, if you're getting trolled, if you're getting people making reaction videos about you, people calling you fake, a phony, a fraud, all that shit, laugh at them, roast them, do whatever it is, but don't allow the person to get into your head, and don't blame anybody else for what's going on. Nobody can blame, like if I bring somebody on my show and they blow up and they turn into be the biggest weirdo and fraud of them all, and then everybody comes yelling at me, I'm just basically going to tell you all, hey man, I do what I do. I run my program. You don't run my program. I run my program. You have two choices at this point. You can either hate me, tell me to fuck off and tune out, or you can accept the fact that I basically go with the story. I'm a journalist. Josh is a journalist. I'm not really like a motivational speaker or anything like that. I give you like just vlog shit. And I roast people and I have fun and I try to show you that man in the mirror reflection. That self-made prison, that incarcerated state of mind that you got. Through the approach that I work through cognitive strategies and stuff that I use. My best advice is figure out where you fit into all this, your niche in everything, and move with that. And move away from worrying about what other people say. My God, man. Think about like the fake Asians, Kim Fake Asian and all the rest of those people. How many death threats they get, how many trolls they get, how many people they get like threatening them and jumping onto their property and doing all that shit. I mean, goddamn, if you can't handle a couple of trolls on YouTube, I pray to God that you don't ever become a celebrity, because you will lose your motherfucking mind and probably end up committing suicide. The people that die that are celebrities from drinking themselves and drugging themselves to death and suicide are the ones that can't handle it either. Use them as a role model for what not to do. And move away from this shit. Quit blaming people, man. Quit attacking people. We all are on the same page with this as far as it being entertainment. Leave it at that. You don't like somebody attacking you and trolling you on their channel, roast their ass. Humiliate them. Make them into something small, even way smaller than they already are. That's how Big JD moves. I laugh every single day with this shit. Funny as fuck to me. But there it is right there. Big JD giving you the philosophy from the OG's mouth. Take it, youngsters, because all of this not listening to people that are older than you and calling us old heads and fucking old people and all that stuff like that, we lived this long for a reason. And if I made it in the game this long, that's to be respected. And maybe I got a piece of advice that might help you live to be as long as I have. And that's the best I could give it to you. Prison Break Raw, uncut, uncensored, no holds barred, not sugarcoat, not politically correct, all up in your face, slapping you with that dick of reality and smacking them snowflakes down. And I'm out.